Once upon a time, in a vibrant village nestled by the edge of a vast, magical forest, there lived twin sisters named Zori and Amani. They were known throughout the village for their unbreakable bond and their mischievous spirits. Zori, the older sister by just a few minutes, had a wild heart that loved adventure. Amani, with her gentle nature, was the calm balance to Zuri's excitement. Together, they brought joy to their family and friends, always laughing and sharing their dreams. The villagers often said, "Where you find one sister, you will find the other." Zori and Amani were inseparable. They played in the fields, danced under the moonlight, and helped their mother in the kitchen, cooking delicious meals filled with spices and love. Their laughter echoed through the village like sweet music, drawing everyone close. One sunny day, while playing near the river, Zori spotted something shiny in the water. "Amani, come look! It's something magical," she shouted. Amani rushed over, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. Together, they waded into the cool water, splashing and laughing. As they reached for the shiny object, they found an ancient necklace adorned with colorful beads. "This is beautiful," Amani exclaimed, holding the necklace up to the sunlight. "Do you think it has a story?" Zori nodded enthusiastically. "Let's wear it and make our own story." They decided to share the necklace, each wearing it on a string around their necks. Little did they know this necklace would change their lives forever. As the days passed, strange things began to happen in the village. The once cheerful atmosphere turned gloomy. People whispered about a dark force lurking in the forest, stealing joy and spreading sadness. The sisters felt the change and grew worried for their friends and family. One night, while sitting under a large baobab tree, Zori said, "We need to do something. We can't let this darkness take over our home." Amani nodded, her heart racing with determination. "Let's find out what's happening in the forest. We can face it together." With the magical necklace around their necks, they ventured into the forest at dawn. The deeper they walked, the heavier the air became. Twisting branches and whispering leaves surrounded them, creating an eerie atmosphere. Just as they were about to turn back, they stumbled upon a clearing filled with beautiful flowers, glowing softly in the moonlight. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient stone covered in vines. As they approached, they noticed that the stone had carvings depicting two sisters. Zori and Amani gasped. "This must be a sign," Amani said, her voice barely a whisper. They touched the stone, and a sudden wave of energy pulsed through them, filling their hearts with courage. Determined to uncover the mystery, the sisters decided to stay in the forest overnight. They built a small campfire and shared stories about their dreams and fears. Zori expressed her wish to explore the world, while Amani dreamed of helping their village and bringing joy to others. As Amani and Zori walked deeper into the jungle, everything around them began to feel strange. Trees looked darker, and a cold breeze passed through, making them shiver. "Something feels wrong," Amani said, glancing nervously at the shadows around them. Zori held her sister's hand tightly. "We'll be okay. We're together," she said with a brave smile, trying to lift Amani's spirits, but inside she felt uneasy too. As they moved on, they stumbled upon a beautiful hidden glade with a sparkling pool surrounded by colorful flowers. Just as they were about to approach the water, a sweet, enchanting voice floated through the air. "Welcome, dear sisters," it sang, pulling them closer. They turned to see a stunning woman standing by the pool. Her long hair flowed like silk, and her eyes glimmered with a mysterious light. "I am Seraphina, the guardian of this jungle," she said, her voice sweet but hiding something dark. "I have been watching you both, and I see how much you love each other. But love can be a weakness, don't you think?" The sisters exchanged worried glances, unsure of what to say. Zori, feeling brave, stepped forward. "What do you mean?" she asked. Seraphina smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. "If you want to prove how strong your bond is, you must face the challenges of the jungle. But be careful, not everything is what it seems," she warned, her tone turning serious. With a wave of her hand, the peaceful glade turned into a twisting maze of thorns and shadows. The path split in two, separating the sisters. "Amani, Zori cried out, reaching for her sister as thorny vines pulled them apart. Zori! Amani screamed, feeling a cold fear clutch her heart as she watched Zori disappear down a different path. Serafina laughed, her true nature as a churail revealed. Let's see if your love can survive the trials. Each of you will face your own challenges, and only one may reach the enchanted river first, she declared, her eyes glinting with mischief. I will make sure you both confront your greatest fears. Amani dashed through the maze, her heart racing. Suddenly, the ground beneath her shifted, and she fell down a steep slope, landing hard at the entrance of a dark cave. Fear gripped her as she looked around, noticing strange markings on the cave walls that seemed to glow in the dark. Zori! She called out, but her voice echoed back, swallowed by the darkness. Taking a deep breath, Amani decided to go deeper into the cave, determined to find her sister. As she walked further in, shadows began to swirl around her, whispering her fears. You're all alone now. You'll never find her, they taunted. Meanwhile, Zori faced her own challenges. The path twisted around her, leading to a clearing filled with ghostly figures. These were spirits of those who had lost their way in the jungle, their faces twisted in sorrow. Help us, sister, they moaned. Zori felt sadness for them, but she knew she had to keep looking for Amani. I will help you, but I need to find Amani first, she shouted. As she moved past the spirits, one of them reached out and showed her a vision of Amani lost in the cave. No, Zori gasped, seeing Serafina standing over her sister with a wicked grin. Filled with anger, Zori cried, I won't let her fall into your trap. She pushed through the spirit's grasp, fighting to break free. I will not be separated from my sister. Back in the cave, Amani felt the shadows close in on her, but she thought of Zori, remembering their laughter and love. I won't give up, she whispered. Zori is waiting for me. A bright light suddenly flared from her heart, pushing the shadows away. A passage opened up in the cave, guiding her back toward the surface. Amani rushed through it and burst out into the jungle, gasping for fresh air. Zori, she called, desperation filling her voice. But instead of finding her sister, she faced Serafina again. You are stronger than I expected, the witch hissed, her face twisting in anger. But this is just the beginning. With a flick of her wrist, she created a strong wind that knocked Amani to the ground. Just then, Zori appeared in the clearing, the spirits following her. Let her go, Zora shouted. She and Amani stood side by side, ready to face the witch together. You can't break us apart, they said together, their voices strong and determined. Serafina, furious, unleashed her magic, sending dark tendrils toward the sisters. But Amani and Zori held hands tightly, creating a shield of light. Tendrils recoiled, unable to get through the strength of their love. In a fit of rage, Serafina let out a loud scream. This isn't over, she shrieked as the jungle trembled around them. She retreated into the shadows, her power fading against the sisters' unbreakable bond. Breathless but filled with hope, Amani and Zori turned to each other, joy flooding their hearts. We did it. Together, Zori exclaimed, tears of happiness rolling down her cheeks. But deep down, they both knew that their challenges were far from over. The jungle had tested their love, but they emerged stronger, ready to face whatever lay ahead. As long as they were together, they believed they could overcome anything. The darkness would never win against their sisterly bond. I wish we could always stay together, Amani said softly, gazing into the fire. Zuri reached for her sister's hand, squeezing it tightly. Nothing can separate us. We are stronger together. But that night, as they slept, a dark shadow loomed over them. A figure emerged from the trees, watching the sisters closely. It was a witch known as Mirembe, who had long been searching for the necklace that Zuri and Amani wore. She believed it held the key to her dark magic and wanted to use it for her evil plans. As dawn broke, Mirembe struck. With a flick of her wrist, she cast a powerful spell that caused the sisters to become trapped in a dreamlike state, separated from each other. Zuri found herself in a beautiful meadow, while Amani was lost in a dark, misty forest. In their separate worlds, Zori and Amani struggled to find each other. Zori wandered through the meadow, calling for her sister. "Amani, where are you?" she shouted, her voice echoing back to her. She felt a sense of urgency, realizing that the darkness was spreading. Meanwhile, Amani faced terrifying creatures in the misty forest. They whispered cruel things, trying to make her lose hope. "Your sister has abandoned you," they taunted. Amani, feeling the weight of their words, fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. "I won't believe you. Zuri loves me. We are sisters and nothing can break our bond," she cried, finding strength in her love for her sister. With that, she stood up and continued searching for Zuri, determined to break free from the darkness. Back in the meadow, Zuri discovered that the necklace was the source of their bond. "I must find Amani," she said, clenching the necklace tightly. With every ounce of strength, she focused on their shared love and the memories they created. The necklace began to glow, revealing a hidden path through the meadow. Zuri followed the glowing trail, determined to find her sister. She encountered challenges along the way, a river filled with swirling waters and steep cliffs. But she remembered Amani's gentle voice encouraging her, and that gave her the strength to push forward. Meanwhile, Amani had been working her way through the misty forest, using her love for Zuri as her guiding light. She discovered a wise old tortoise who offered her guidance. "To reunite with your sister, you must face your fears and show kindness to others," he advised. Amani nodded, understanding that her heart must remain pure if she wished to break the spell. She came across lost creatures in the forest, helping them find their way home. With each act of kindness, the mist began to lift, and Amani felt a pull toward her sister. As Zuri and Amani drew closer to each other, Mirembe grew furious. She couldn't allow the sisters to reunite, so she summoned dark spirits to block their paths. Zuri faced the spirits first, standing her ground. "I will not let you stop me from finding Amani," she shouted. The spirits swirled around her, trying to scare her with illusions of despair. But Zuri thought of Amani's smile and their shared memories. She focused on her love for her sister, and with a burst of light from the necklace, she banished the spirits, clearing her path. At the same time, Amani faced her own set of spirits, who whispered terrible lies to her. "You're not strong enough. Your sister doesn't need you," they hissed. Amani felt her heart sink but remembered the wise tortoise's words. "I am stronger than my fears," she declared, and with that she summoned her courage and pushed through the darkness. Finally, after overcoming their challenges, Zuri and Amani found themselves in the same clearing where they had first touched the ancient stone. The sight of each other filled them with joy and relief. "I knew we would find each other," Zuri exclaimed, running to embrace her sister. But their happiness was short-lived as Mirembe appeared, furious that the sisters had reunited. "You think you can defeat me? I will take your bond away forever," she screamed, raising her hands to cast a powerful spell. With no time to lose, Zuri and Amani grasped the necklace tightly. They felt the warmth of their love enveloping them, and together they shouted, "We will not be separated. Our love is stronger than your darkness." The necklace glowed brightly, illuminating the entire forest. A wave of light surged toward Mirembe, pushing her back. The witch stumbled, her dark powers weakening against the sisters' love. "No! This can't be happening!" she yelled as the light consumed her, banishing her from the forest forever. With Mirembe gone, the forest brightened and the darkness lifted. The sisters, still holding each other tightly, felt the bond of love stronger than ever. "We did it, Amani!" Zuri cheered, her heart swelling with joy. But as they celebrated, Amani suddenly collapsed, clutching her chest. Zuri gasped, panic filling her heart. "Amani! What's wrong?" she cried, rushing to her sister's side. Amani smiled weakly. "I used all my strength to defeat her. I'm tired, Zuri. I think I need to rest," she whispered. Zuri's heart shattered as she held her sister close, feeling the warmth fade from Amani's body. "No, you can't leave me. We're twins. We're supposed to be together." Zuri cried, tears streaming down her cheeks. You have to fight. Please, Amani. With her last bit of strength, Amani looked into Zuri's eyes. Promise me you will live, Zuri. Remember our bond. I will always be with you in your heart. With that, Amani closed her eyes and her spirit lifted into the sky, leaving Zuri alone. Zuri felt a deep emptiness in her heart. The joy they had just shared vanished, leaving only sorrow. She carried Amani's necklace close to her heart, a reminder of their beautiful bond. The village celebrated the end of Marembe's darkness, but Zuri felt like a ghost among the living. Days turned into weeks, and Zuri struggled to find happiness. She wandered the fields they once played in, feeling Amani's absence like a heavy weight on her shoulders. Why did this happen? She cried into the wind. We were supposed to face everything together. One day, while sitting by the river, Zuri noticed something shimmering beneath the water. It was Amani's necklace, glowing softly. Zuri reached for it, and as she held it in her hands, she felt a warm breeze wash over her. Amani, she whispered, tears filling her eyes. In that moment, she understood. Amani would always be with her, guiding her through life's challenges. Zuri made a promise to her sister. She would honor their bond by living fully and helping others in the village, just as Amani would have wanted. Zuri began to transform her grief into action. She started helping the villagers rebuild their homes and brought joy to the children by sharing stories of her and Amani's adventures. Slowly, the village flourished once more, and Zuri felt Amani's spirit shining through her actions. As she worked, she would often share stories of their bond, teaching others about love, kindness, and the importance of family. The villagers gathered around her, mesmerized by her tales. They began to celebrate the bond of sisterhood, honoring Amani's memory. Zuri learned that even in loss there could be love and strength. She became a symbol of hope in the village, reminding everyone that while life could be unpredictable, love could overcome the darkest of times. Years passed, and Zuri grew into a wise woman, respected and loved by all. On the anniversary of Amani's passing, she gathered the villagers to share a special celebration of love and sisterhood. Together they sang songs and danced, remembering those they had lost. As Zuri closed her eyes, she felt Amani's presence surrounding her like a gentle hug. You're still with me, sister, she whispered, smiling through her tears. You'll always be in my heart. The village thrived, united in love and kindness, inspired by the bond of two sisters who faced darkness and emerged stronger. Zuri continued to share their story, teaching future generations the importance of love and family. And so, the tale of Zuri and Amani became a cherished story, passed down through the ages, a reminder that love knows no boundaries and that even in the face of tragedy, it can bring light to the darkest places.